This PowerPoint presentation is on compare and contrast, the rhetorical pattern for discussion of similarities and differences. What you definitely need to know is that to compare is to identify the similarities between two things, and to contrast is to identify the differences between two things. The next 3 slides will point out 6 easy-to-follow steps to help you construct a comparative and contrast essay. Number 1 is, of course, you have to have an introduction, and in that introduction you have to have a thesis statement. As with any essay, you want to support your thesis with examples, and you want to include all the points of comparison between A and B, which you can see in the Venn diagram represented below as C. Remember, the most important thing to remember is to provide the specific details to support your thesis. And in this particular essay, you're illustrating the similarities and differences between, two ideas or two people or two institutions or two classes or two books or two movies or two operas or two days of the week or 2 months of the year. Whatever you're comparing and contrasting, you have to support your ideas with specific details. And of course, with every essay, you have to have a conclusion that summarizes the main ideas. With a comparison and contrast essay, remember that you have a choice to make in how you present the comparison or the contrast. Information either point by point or in a block format. Let's look at the point by point as described in this example on this slide. Might be the sports story of a baseball game inning by inning, with the first paragraph describing actions taken by both teams in the first inning, and the second paragraph describing actions taken by both teams in the second inning, and the third inning and the fourth inning would follow that pattern. A different pattern for presenting a compare-contrast essay is the same sports story but in a block format. You would only be talking about one team and their activities in the game in the first part of your essay, and then talking about the second team in the second part of your essay. You kind of block out the entirety of one team in the beginning and then compare and contrast in a block format the entire activities of the second team in the second half of your essay. Okay, here's a continuation of our activities in class from our class writing assignment last night. And basically, you wrote a thesis statement based on an abstract on a topic that you want to research related to your major course of study. Then we went in and pulled out the New York Times phrases. I'm going to send you a downloadable file, and it's also available to you on our course under handouts. And use those phrases, and there's quite a few of them that you all contributed. Use those phrases to expand your thesis statement and see how far you can get. When you open the file, here's what you'll see. You'll see on the left a list of the headlines and the contributors that they researched, and moving down the file you should see all the phrases that are numbered 1 through about 200. Take those phrases, combine them. Any combination from any article should do, because they all relate to compare and contrast, and use them to start to build ideas and link them together to support your abstract concept and your thesis statement.